Almost always it is necessary to evaluate the return on an equity portfolio adjusted for the risk of the portfolio. This is particularly relevant, for example, when evaluating the relative performance of mutual funds, which are nothing but portfolio of equity stocks. Two portfolios of equity stocks may give the same return, but one might be more risky than the other. Alternatively, two equity stock portfolios carrying identical risk might offer different returns. One might give a lower return than the other. Hence, to make an apple for apple comparison, as the saying goes, the returns must be looked at adjusted for risk. This session we will examine the methods used to compare risk adjusted returns across portfolios. Before we get into examining the methods, let's briefly recap some of the theories we have learned so far regarding equity stocks and equity markets. The beta of a particular stock measures the risk of that stock with respect to the stock market index or the market portfolio in the stock exchange where that stock is being traded. The formula to measure beta, as you would recall from our earlier sessions, is beta I is equal to the covariance of Rm and Ri divided by the variance Rm over a given time frame, where beta I denotes the risk measure of the stock I, Rm denotes the return from the market portfolio, and Ri denotes the return on that particular stock that is being evaluated. A graphical way to represent this is shown on your screen now. The x-axis in the graph denotes the return on the market portfolio, that is the stock market index, and the y-axis denotes Ri, which is the return on that particular stock. The scatter plot that you see shows the Rm versus Ri values over an extended period of, say, a year or more. Using ordinary least square regression, we identify the line of best fit. The gradient or the slope of this line of best fit reflects the beta, which is essentially the sensitivity of the return of any stock to the return on the market portfolio. You will also recall the capital asset pricing model, where we estimate the expected return on a particular stock using the formula ERI is equal to RF plus beta I into Rm minus Rf, where ERI denotes the expected return on that stock, Rf denotes the risk-free rate, Rm denotes the return on the market portfolio where that stock is being traded, and beta I denotes the risk of that particular stock I, computed as we discussed just a little while ago. The above theories and formula would be identical if we replace a particular stock I with a portfolio of equity stocks like a mutual fund P. Hence, the risk and the expected return of a portfolio of equity stocks would be beta P is equal to covariance of Rm and Rp divided by the variance of Rm, and ERP will be equal to Rf plus beta P into Rm minus Rf. Do remember, Rp and BP are arrived at as the weighted average of the return and the beta of the stocks making up that portfolio. With that recap, In the next session, we will use a spreadsheet to understand the most commonly used techniques to evaluate the performance of portfolios of equity stocks such as equity mutual funds.